Welcome to the Awakened Healer podcast. I'm your host, Mary Beth Vanderlinden. I'm an ordained Christian minister, international intuitive healer, healer trainer, speaker, and retreat facilitator. On the Awakened Healer podcast, myself and a wide variety of fascinating guests will share our gifts and divine experiences. I won't shy away from diving deep and asking big questions during these conversations. In turn, we will open up and share our deepest thoughts on spirituality, angels, intuitive development, crystals, healing of all kinds, and how bridging ancient wisdom with modern science can bring you to a deep and profound healing in every area of your life. Welcome to another episode of Awakened Healer. I'm your host, Mary Beth Vanderlinden. There's one certain spiritual tool that's the cornerstone of every self-help book, spiritual workshop, and guide to awakening. It's the go-to tool that people from all walks of life recommend to heal just about anything. And when I first learned of it years ago, for the life of me, I simply could not get myself to sit down and do it. And yes, I'm talking about meditation. For many of you, you may have had the same issue where you think you just can't get it right. I think something about the word itself that made me question my ability to do it was every time I heard the word, I'd get an image of a monk or some Eastern guru that would pop into my head, and inside me, that little voice would pop up saying, that isn't for you. And it was just something that was so unfamiliar. It was a mystery to me. I grew up in Minnesota, down to earth, church-going, farmer, suburb people, not yoga, meditating, crystal people. So meditation was foreign to me. I had never heard of it, and I didn't really know much about it. So I was just unaware, I guess you could say. Meditation, it was just extremely foreign to me. I admit fully that I knew nothing about it, yet I knew it was spirit that kept bringing it up to me. So I knew if spirit kept bringing it up, I knew it was something for me. I just didn't really understand it or know even how to go about it. Inner peace sounded amazing. It also sounded nothing like my inner reality. I had certainly had moments of feeling profoundly connected with Jesus, with the divine, with spirit, whatever you want to call that. Times when my mind was open and the connection was really clear. But I also had a brain that was like a herd of wild horses running free. And I wanted to explore every nook and cranny of every idea until I would exhaust myself from all the ideas that I had coming through. I'm sure all of you have experienced that at some time where you just couldn't stop the mind chatter. And just one thing after another would just keep popping into your head. So I had a spiritual and healing practice for years before I started seriously meditating. Spirit taught me at a young age to ground and to protect my energy and the energy of people that I would have, or I should say they would have me work on at church. So I also had a practice of journaling. I wrote down my dreams in the morning, anything that came to me in the night. Spirit had told me it's important. This is a picture of where things are going for you. You have to remember them. And you'll notice patterns when you start writing things down or symbols that keep coming up. And eventually you'll know, oh, that symbol, I've written that down, and each time this is what was happening, or this is what happened afterwards, or this is what it meant. So that I knew that was real important too. And I would pray, I would call in my angels, my guides, Jesus, and deceased loved ones that loved to come in when I laid hands on people. I would know that it was spirit when I would get these downloads, just, information just pouring in. It could be for me or it could be for somebody else, but it would just come pouring, just flooding in. I could hardly keep up with it. And then later, I even led groups of students in guided meditation. But when it came to my own meditative practice, something inside me was just stubborn. It just didn't want to go there. And it just, didn't click. And then one day I had a chat with spirit. I was just really quiet. I was a kid. I lived across the street from an elementary school. And at the end of the elementary school, there was this like utility building. And I climbed up on top of it. It had a flat roof. And I was just sitting there, just watching the clouds and daydreaming. And spirit just really spoke to me. And at that point, I realized that meditation was just another word for something my spirit ached for. That meditation was for me. It brought peace when I was caught in the entanglement of a long day of stress, and I was just wanting to rest in the moment. And so it kind of started from there. And when I would just like tune into my body, I would know when I just needed that moment to stand in the window and just gaze at the sunrise, or just gaze at the sunset, or at the full moon, or at the stars. But in my mind, that didn't connect that was actually meditation, just focusing on that one thing. And I know when I would do that, I would just feel this like, like you would just feel this sigh come out of you. And it would feed your soul, and you would connect with yourself. It was that small part of me that was always eager to just be quiet, be at peace, to explore the present moment. It was that part of me that feels sometimes out of place or alien or discombobulated from so much going on. And you just had that ache inside of you to just come home to yourself. And I realized that meditation was just another word for coming back to myself, coming back to center, to that still point that we all long for and that we all seek. And so now I know that meditation can truly be something I actually look forward to, that it can be as fulfilling and healing as a warm bath and a good book, or as thrilling as gazing out at the ocean and watching these massive waves come in, or the mountains. I get great peace just from looking at the mountains. Just where you feel yourself let out that sigh of being home, or that sigh of your soul being fed. So there are key ingredients that are left out, I feel. And this is what kind of keeps so many from actually starting a meditation practice. These completely changed my relationship with this foundational spiritual practice. And the first one, I really had no one to talk to or ask questions of. So thankfully, Spirit was there for me. The number one issue is that people think they're doing it wrong. They're so hard on themselves, and right away, like, I just can't get my mind to be quiet. I just can't do this. And I know I felt that. I just thought it was supposed to be all la la land and just this bubble of bliss and peace with me in some kind of transcendental state with my mind clear of thought. And that isn't it. In reality, after practicing meditation for decades, it's about 99% mind chatter. And just acknowledging that chatter as it comes through. Just acknowledge it and just let it go through. And only about 1% is really moments of that I don't know what you even call it, transcendent state, or I don't even think I'm saying it wrong, but just where you're mentally clear and at rest in your mind. It's just moments. It's really all about giving your mind a moment to decompress. If you have a balloon blown up to its capacity, where if you would put one more breath in there, it would just explode. Sometimes that's what your mind feels like. But with the balloon, if you just like pull on the opening of it and just let the slightest amount of air out. That's all it takes, that moment to give your mind a rest. It can take 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before you have that feeling of real peace or bliss, or during that 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, you may just feel that feeling of bliss or absolute peace just flutter through for a moment here and there. But those 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 minutes can't be looked at as a waste of time, because all that mind chatter, all that mind dumping is actually clearing energetic space you need to release to get to that moment of bliss. It's like decluttering in the crown chakra that you need. It's just kind of like a tune-up for your car. But it's necessary. And so those moments are such bliss that once you've experienced it, even if it's just a flash, you'll go back time and time again to get to that space in time. It may last a moment, but it's something you'll seek over and over because it feeds your soul. You'll find that the more you practice meditation, the more you long for it. And the longer those moments of bliss last. The more often they occur, the longer they last, the more you practice. So like with everything, how they say practice makes perfect, this is another example of that. So because meditation feeds the soul, it is like coming home. It's coming back to ourselves. We spend our days giving, and this is our chance to connect and receive. It's our opportunity to come back to ourselves and reconnect with who and what we are. It's our chance to fill ourselves up so that we have something to give. Sometimes we just, stretch ourselves like a rubber band and we feel we just have nothing left to give. And if you just take those 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to meditate, you'll be filled up again and you'll be able to give again, give to yourself and to give to others. Many of you that follow me are healers yourself. A lot of you are empaths like me. So you tend to be a giver, but also to get very involved in the issues or stresses of others. And this is why it's vital to ground and protect your energy so that you can do what you came here to do and be what you came here to be without taking on the energy and the issues of others. You can walk them through it. You can do healing on their energy or on their issues, but you never want to take on their energy, or you never want them taking on your energy or taking your energy from you. So meditation is a huge aspect of that. Again, it's a way of feeding yourself or giving yourself what you need to be there for others and for yourself. One meditation that's very healing, very profound for empaths or for healers is just visualizing where all the different aspects of your energy are. Just sit quietly and really tune in. Where do you feel your energy is? Often it's scattered within your energy field. As long as you have your protection, your coconut on, it'll be scattered within your energy field. It won't just be out there everywhere. But you don't even want it scattered within your energy field. You want to just call it home. Bring it back within the layers of the aura where it belongs, whether it's in the physical aspect, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. Just round them up and bring them to where they belong. As you do this, you'll feel that sigh of coming home, of being whole. If you have had a particularly frazzled day, really rushed, just running around, late getting somewhere, you're stressed because you crammed so many things into that day, then this should be the meditation you do, or the one you do first before you move on to any other meditation. You want to bring all those aspects to where they belong. And you may feel so tired or so frazzled that you actually feel yourself leaving your body. Just remember to take time to do this meditation and bring your energy back to where it belongs. This will bring all your energy back to your frequency. While you're doing this meditation and bringing in all those scattered bits, it may not feel so blissful, but when you're done, you will feel incredibly grounded and very centered. And that's where you want to be. That's what brings you into the present moment. So you're not doing the coulda, woulda, shoulda. You're not looking back. You're not looking into the future. You're like right here, right now. That coming back into yourself is where being grounded and centered allows you to feel yourself, but also to connect to spirit and to be guided. Trying to meditate is meditating. Just taking that time to sit or to lie down or to just be is meditation, whether you get to that point of bliss or not. So let go of the notion that there's a right way to meditate. You don't have to clear your mind of all the thoughts. There's so many different types of meditation, and it's good to try them all. See which type suits you. We're all unique beings, and so what suits one isn't going to suit another. So don't let somebody tell you, this is the way to do it. Just try different things. I know when I used to put on the women's healing retreats at my house, I lived out in the country and there was a dirt road in front of the house and it wandered all through kind of the countryside. And so oftentimes we would just take off on a walking meditation. And you can do that simply by counting your steps. Just focus in on, 1, 2, 3, 4, each time your foot hits the ground. That's a meditation. It can be as simple as that. Focused meditation, where you focus on a single object, the object can be anything. Oftentimes people use their breath, or you may have a mantra that really resonates with you that you keep repeating in your head or out loud. Or it may be an external object, such as a crystal. You may just hold a crystal in the palm of your hand and just focus on that the entire time. Or a statue, or the clock across the room. Maybe not a clock. I'm like, that might not be the best. The doorknob. Yeah. But just, be open and allow thoughts to come through, feelings, memories, or something external could even be what you focus on, like a certain sound or a smell. Um, just, focus, just see them for what they are without reacting. Just acknowledge whatever thoughts come through, whatever memories, whatever smells come through. Just acknowledge them and let them, and once you acknowledge them, they'll just keep on their way. You've probably heard of breath awareness meditation, Kundalini yoga meditation, Zen, I never say that right, transcendental meditation. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Mindfulness meditation, progressive relaxation meditation. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And that's just to name a few of them. But you want to try them and, make your choice. What felt right to you, what really brought you to a point of being peaceful or blissful. But there's tons of scientifically validated benefits of meditation, from the physical to the mental, emotional, and spiritual. There's benefits in all of those areas. Some of the physical health benefits of meditation would be that it literally grows your brain, both in volume and thickness. This doesn't just make you smarter, it increases your memory, attention, self-awareness, self-control. And so even your children, you can see where it's so important from a young age to teach children to meditate. They're growing their brain and their memory, their intention, self-awareness, self-control. And so just think how much that would help them, even in school. To be able to relax and just, in school they make them sit still, which is kind of crazy. But doing meditation will allow them to do that much easier. Meditation increases blood flow to your brain. This gives you better brain function. It reduces cholesterol or cortisol production. And so it reduces stress. And it induces hormones that are suppressed. It helps your immune system. It reduces blood pressure and your heart rate, so lessens your risk of heart attack and stroke. It increases neuroplasticity. And so this is the brain's ability to organize itself, to adapt to demands, to enable you to become more efficient in the learning process. So again, something that's great for everyone, but great for students. Great to do before a test. It increases the production of serotonin and dopamine. Both of these play a huge role in controlling your mood. It reduces the levels of serotonin that cause depression. And so meditation is the perfect tool for people that tend to lean towards anxiety or stress or depression. And it triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which enables you to rest and recover from stress. It boosts the immune system. And so we would all like a stronger immune system. And it relaxes your muscles. It lessens the aches and pains and tensions in your body. And so those are just some of the physical things. This is my favorite one. I just hit 63 on Christmas Eve. So anything that slows the aging process, I'm all for it. Yeah, so it does. It actually slows the aging process. Meditation significantly increases melatonin and DHEA. And so it decreases cortisol, which has a significant impact on slowing the aging process down. So just that alone should be reason for you all to meditate every day. But you also have psychological benefits. And so some of those would, of course, again, be it reduces stress-related conditions such as anxiety and depression. It increases stress resilience. It switches off that I can't even say it, sympathetic nervous system. Sorry about that. And that's your fight or flight system. And so, it just kind of calms everything down and allows rapid recovery from the impact of stress. It increases positive emotions. It increases focus and presence in like moment to moment awareness, I guess I would say. And then it increases your emotional stability and your capacity to learn. It also increases empathy and compassion. These two are such game changers in our world. And scientific studies reveal that our ability to be compassionate and empathetic is really a game changer. It's changed within our brain when we meditate. So regular meditation rewires the brain, and it increases our ability to be able to consider the feelings and the needs of others and how we can be of service. And so many people, again, that follow me, you're healers, and you want to be of service. And so meditation, again, it helps you connect to that aspect of yourself. It increases a sense of connection to yourself and to others. And it increases your sense of purpose and meaning. It improves sociability. With all this, how do I say it? Electronics, with all these electronics, all of the computers, the cell phones, the new generations, they just, and I don't mean to insult anybody if like the millennials are on here, I apologize, but it's taking time out of yourself that's really important in order for you to live a rich, full life. You need meaningful connections in person with others. Nervousness, anxiety, feeling down or disorientated can play a big role in not wanting to hang out with people. And it's proven that electronics are a big cause of this. Where meditation, on the other hand, increases your ability to get out there and connect with others as a result of feeling more connected to yourself and clearer and more confident about who and what you are. So that, for me, is a huge benefit. I just feel all the schools, everything energetic needs balance. And so if you're going to have the kids for hours a day on electronics, then you should at least start and end the day with meditation. And there's actual benefits of meditation in varying degrees immediately. Meditating every now and then is great. You'll notice a change with each session that you do. But I can't recommend a daily practice of meditation enough. It is just key to experiencing the full force of all the benefits. And I only mentioned a handful of them. There's so many studies, and the benefits just go on and on and on. So if you'll commit to yourself to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even 20 minutes a day, or every other day, or once a week, but commit to something and watch the changes. I know that you can do it because I did. If I can do it, anybody can, because I didn't really have anybody there encouraging me or, teaching me or anything, but I know you can do it and that it will truly bless you. Thanks for joining me today, and be blessed. Thank you for joining me on the Awakened Healer podcast. Did you enjoy the show? If yes, please subscribe and give me 5 on a review, that is, on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a review or your comments and let me know what you loved or would love to learn about on future shows. We all need encouragement, including me. Find out more information on my website at spiritledhealinginstitute.com. Be blessed, and remember, if you're good with you and good with God, you're good.